Welcome back to the Blade Banter channel. We're going to talk about specs, opinions, and discussions. The knife that we have today is going to be a knife that some people know about and some people do not. It is a brand called CH. Companion of Honor is what it's referred to by the designer and producer Chen Ping. It is based out of China. He is actually looking for distributors in the United States, but you do have to have a minimum order of 30 knives. You can find this also on Amazon, so some people are making use of that minimum order. This knife sells for about $70 to $80. It is actually now on AliExpress and DHgate as well, but as I said, you can look through Amazon. I don't believe they have this specific knife, but they do have other CH knives available. This one comes in two different finishes, which is a satin blade or a mirror polished blade. The handle itself is the carbon fiber, and the carbon fiber is the same for both of the blade styles. This is a VG10 blade with a Rockwell hardness of about 58 to 60, and the blade weight overall, they list at 4.13 ounces. So let's verify that weight to see if that is accurate for this knife. So 4.1, so that seems pretty spot on for the knife itself. So that's actually now fairly good. It does feel a lot heavier than that though. So in hand, it does feel quite a bit heavier than 4 ounces, but the scale doesn't lie to it. The site listing is accurate, but the blade does come out fairly heavy. It does actually not snap out like maybe my Kershaw Fraction, which is a very light, small knife. So that one is actually, so this is a carbon fiber scale with stainless steel liners. Now let's compare it to some of the other knives that we have available today. So that's going to be the CH knife. We have a very popular one, which is going to be the Kershaw Fraction. Actually, Kershaw Dividend, I apologize. So the Kershaw Dividend, which is going to be that knife. And then a knife that I feel kind of matches the design of the CH is actually the Kershaw Skyline, which has some of the similar lines to it, and also the sweeping of the handle itself. And then one of my favorites right now, definitely my fidget knife, is going to be my CRKT Tie Tac 2. So this knife here. So that's kind of that comparison between the blades there. We do have some other ones available, but we're going to try and look at see how this is in hand. So as I had on the previous video, I brought up as far as a glove measurement, so we can actually see for yourself as far as, well, what size glove do you wear and how is this going to actually fit in your hand. So we have the adult size male printout here, which you can actually get online. So this one, in putting it up to the area where it's going to fall, you can kind of see as far as where it's going to sit in your hand, where it's going to end up in your palm. That's going to be for adult male. Then for an adult female, as far as a glove. And then one of the new things that I was thinking about for specifically flipper knives and detent, I don't know how to do it on a regular thumb stud one, but for a flipper knife, I was wondering about the weight on it, how I could actually, other than actually having, say if it feels heavy or light, to actually show you what it actually is. So as you saw where it flashed into the screen, I did pick up a Lyman trigger pull gauge, and this will actually show in pounds how much pressure or how much pounds it takes to actually flip the knife open. So simply, there's 4 different positions you can put this. So I found that this position would be the best for this type of testing. And we can start it up. It can average out as well, so if you do multiple pulls, You can actually average this out. So just put this onto the actual flipper tab. So you press start or ready. So 3 pounds 92 ounces. So try another one. Three pounds 10 ounces. That was a little odd pull, but it was 3 pounds 8.6. We'll do 2 more just to get a total of 5 pulls here. So they seem pretty accurate as far as the consistency on the pull itself. I did practice with this a little bit to try and figure out how I was going to do this, because I just thought it might be a good idea, but I didn't know how I would actually execute it. So that's going to be that, and then press average. So average of 3 pounds 8.8 ounces for this knife. So in comparison to my other knife, which is my flipper knife, we'll just do 1 pull on down to see kind of what balance it's at. So that one actually popped open a little bit, but that's only 1 pound. Let's try that again, because that seemed a little odd. Yeah, so 1 pound, so about half. I mean, it's not very much for that knife, so very much why that probably is more of an enjoyment for a flipper knife. But I thought that was an interesting way to do it. It came out pretty well, it was pretty accurate. So I'm going to do that on my reviews for the knives as well, and I'll try and figure out how to do that for a thumb stud, if it just has a thumb stud as well. So what we're going to do also, now, so this one is for carry method, this one is going to be a tip up carry, right hand only, so it does not have any mounts on this other side. So that's going to be how this is carried. So sorry lefties, but that's the only way you do it. But probably if you're left-handed, you're used to being ambidextrous on how you operate on some things. So fit and finish for this knife. Size of the knife, it's a little large for me. Probably not really something I carry very often. So this is probably the extent of what I would carry. There's a 3.6 inch blade. So that's going to be a 3.66 is the blade length on this knife. So it just feels a lot heftier. As far as some of the small things I see on the knife, as far as the carbon fiber itself, it does not seem very uniformed. So for me, it just, in looking at the knife, it just doesn't really, I don't really like the carbon fiber on this knife. So it's just not that uniform look that I like about the carbon fiber. So that's kind of like how my fraction is, even though it's just a layer on top of it. I just like the way this carbon fiber looks better than this one, even though this is a full scale of carbon fiber. So the knife itself, you cannot push button this. You probably could, but it's gonna really not be comfortable. So light switch is the only way this one opens. But you can definitely feel the weight of this knife when the blade opens. So in closing, so would I buy, borrow, or avoid this knife? I'd probably borrow it. I really like the way it looked online, but in hand, and looking it over, it's not really one I would choose to carry very often. So again, you can buy this through DHgate, AliExpress, and Amazon just searching CH knife. But this is something that is available. There's one of the manufacturers from China. I do have two different knives from CH. I have the CH, this is the 3510, and then I do have the CH3001 as well. So I do appreciate your time. If you like what I have on the videos, please like, share, and subscribe. And you've been watching the Blade Banter channel. Do appreciate your time.